Alright, I'm going to put the rear chain on the bike now. I'm going to put the inner primary on. Okay, where's the chain match? Where's that little clip that was here?
Yeah, it should be right there.
That. There's our master link. Okay, we got one O-ring on that, two O-rings on that side. Alright. Oh, that's nice. Why is it not working? Oh, I'm jacked up against it. Oh yeah, that's a lot easier.
That's a no-brainer shit now.
Yeah, imagine that. It's a lot easier to put the chain on right now than ever.
Yeah.
Well, short. Okay. I wonder what the plan is for that. 2 links. That's a long ways to move it. Alright, let's see if we got enough movement to go that far. That's a long ways to go. We're 2 links short here with the back chain. So a lot of movement. Okay, you can go find me a 7/16 and 9/16 inch. It's a 7
Yeah, this one here.
Should be out on the table. No.
On the table?
I'm going that bucket of shit. It's even on the table. Should be on the table.
What did you say?
9/16, 7/16. 7 right here.
Yeah, 7 just needs 9/16.
Look behind you, don't see it.
Yeah.
That looks good.
5/8.
Look behind you. Look behind you. You're laying on the bucket there somewhere? My 6-inch scale is laying over here. It's laying right here.
6-inch scale.
Yeah.
I thought I seen a little ruler thing.
Yep.
It's right
Oh,
here.
there it is. I was using it for the studs, that's right.
I'm not finding the 9/16.
Someplace. Okay, this is 101.1 inches. There's the bucket here. That's there like crap. It's right here. Right here. This one is way the hell different. These things aren't even close to being adjusted, so it doesn't really matter. That's going to go forward. Okay, these are not adjusted yet, it looks like, so I'm just going to move them way up there.
Closer?
We made it. Yep, we're good. We're golden. Okay, I need lubricant. Where'd the light go?
Good move.
Where's the O-rings at? O-rings are on the inside. There you go. Okay, so put a little bit of grease on the link here. You want these things running dry. Go. Dirty. It's missing. Okay, we got our plate right here. Easy. That's not a good chain. That was already in all the way. Yeah. It looks like a good chain, but it's not. It's a cheap chain. The link's not pressed together, it just slips together. Will be. No real pressure on it. Okay, so no fancy tools to do that job. The ladies over there in the carport over there. Okay, slide this back a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and move the axle adjuster back a little ways. Somewhere about in that area looks close from this angle. Might be a little off. I'm gonna have to adjust his wheels. Roll against it.
Touching.
How's it look to you on the side view?
Well, it's a wheel.
What's on the wheel? Okay. Tight. Your fingers. Why are we not moving? What are we hitting on there?
Get back on the something underneath. No.
Way too far back right now. So when I tighten up that vacuum plate, it locked up the brake. Tom said there's no gap back there. Obviously it must be. Okay, so when you loosen up the brake, and then it warps everything, so that means there should be a washer back in the vacuum plate that's not in there. Of some type. Flush it off. Otherwise it wouldn't be doing what it's doing. It does look like it's sitting flat. Obviously something's not flat. So when you tighten up anything on the brake, it locks it up. Nice. backed off the shoes a little bit. Shoes are too tight. Obviously the backing plate flexes when you tighten it down, which makes everything lock up.
I never had a drum brake.
Your 37 has a drum brake, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but I've never had to fuck with it yet either. My shovel has always had this, so that's all I'm used to.
Spins now. That's a good sign. Good enough for now for what we're doing. This all has to get readjusted anyway. Yeah, your wrenches fucking work. Jeez. Everything's got burrs on it where you can't get to nuts and stuff like that. Tighten it down a little bit. Use the open end.
You know, the lock nut.
Yeah. You're over against the axle, weren't you? Or close to it. Okay. You want the adjusters falling off on the way home.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a flat blade screwdriver. Medium one?
Yeah.
Medium or something?
About this one.
That's a medium. You can tighten up the screw over here, so I don't know why you didn't tighten the screw up. Put something together, tighten it. Nothing like hidden surprises. Okay, so that rotates, it's on there, that part's in. Tranny still rotates. There's a lever still works. Alright, let's get to the primary. Okay, so do you have any bolts in here? There we go. These are factory bolts. You don't suppose there's a clearance issue, do you?
I got no idea. Maybe there is. Yeah.
Do you think there's some clearance issues on the bolt heads? I think we're going to be close. Okay, I put a sleeve retainer on the bearing here, so when we put this in, it'll be let it dry up on the bike so it'll line correctly and it'll stay put. The blue I used before wouldn't work that way. The bearing gets loose once it drops into the primary. Put a good load of it in here. Shit, that's junk. Okay, what do I do with the bearing? It should be near me. There it is. Let's see. 3 balls. I'm going to go ahead and goop this up right now. This has the bad spot right here. off the bat, I think we got an issue with how we're going to do this. See, I was going to go low with it, but let's see, right now we're going up, back down, back up. I don't think that's going to work that way. I think we failed on that plan. I kind of want to be above the shifter though, that's the problem. Not sure how we're going to do this. Come out through here maybe. Did they have a gasket on there? They might have. I don't know if they had a gasket over here or not.
I don't know.
But, the gasket set. If they have anything else in the gasket set. We'll see. They got the motor stuff I didn't use. Put this stuff. It doesn't appear they have any other gasket that goes there. This doesn't come with a set. No, it would be a good gasket. Alright, so we're going to swap. I'll make my own gasket. I'm sure Harley would never leak there, right?
No, probably not.
Usually I don't worry about it, but he probably wants to not leak. All right. One more area to make me sticky when I touch it now. Okay, let's get this thing together. Spent way too much time on this. Okay, go back and pull a hose on me a little bit.
Is it behind you or?
Just pull it from that side. It's over there. Right there above the oil line. Tranny. Above the tranny. Above tranny. Put your finger in there. Right there. Pull it. Pull it.
Oh, I see it. I wasn't seeing it.
Just pull on it.
Felt it, but I wasn't seeing
Yep,
it.
it's alright. Keep going. Okay, slow down, slow down. Yep, shifter's in the way. So let me move the shifter. Let this go in. There we go. Looks good. There. Leave it there, that's fine. Get the excess over here. Perfect. Okay, where's our hardware at? Should be 4 lock nuts. So you got a bucket. You got some in there? You got some right there. Perfect. We'll use them. Got Loctite on the studs anyway. Okay. Now, I'm not sure why we're heating these up. Obviously, we're heating them up for a reason. Yeah, we got the boss in now.
You got what?
Boss just showed up.
So you didn't buy a fucking the generator for this fucking thing, Keenan?
No, can you say fuck a few more times on the generator for me?
Sorry?
Can you say fuck a few more times on video?
Okay. I take that back. Sorry, guys.
No, you don't.
I thought we talked about that some time ago.
We talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it actually happened, though.
Okay.
I'm probably waiting for money.
Sorry?
I probably waiting for money, then I spend it on something else.
Well, I got some more money for you on it too. I know where we're at on the bill, but
We weren't too bad until today. Then I've been adding a bunch of time and labor onto it.
yeah.
Other things,
Parts. Looking pretty good though.
So we're gonna have to
I'm kind of feeling like it's not
get the
gonna happen.
generator out of the box up there, take the gear off of it, and we got to put it over the hole so we can start this thing.
I'm kind of feeling like we're not leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if you're leaving. I'm working for the bike. So I don't know.
Well, I appreciate that.
I had to readjust the rear brake because it was
Did you get the lead out?
didn't like working. No, I'm working the motor.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
The longer you leave it, the more I work on it, though.
Mm-hmm.
You like how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, that was tight.
Yeah, probably not first thing in the morning anyway. So you put that new starter on it, right?
Not yet.
But you do have the starter. That's what
Over
we're
there.
talking about.
For sure. We had that on the shelf.
So at the same time.
I have a generator, but it's just not there. It's a low output. It's not a high output.
Mm-hmm.
You need a high output. You got a big battery.
What do you need off of this? Gear.
Take the gear off of it. And we can just put the thing in there and tighten it down. I got to start it up so I can make sure it runs.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to have the gear on it. So you can use a socket here in a minute when I'm done with it. There you go. The zip gun. There you go. Airline somewhere floating in here. Probably behind me. Here's this one.
So came with the casino or something?
Okay. Yeah, you're trying to trip me now. Come on. You're tripping my butt. Okay, so wipe off the extra grease.
Wrong damn size.
Well, you got the wrong one on there. Who gave you that? Gee.
Gotta watch me again today.
I want to put your hand on it, it might hurt you. Okay, now you can put that thing in the bike over there. Where? Here.
I'm looking.
It's a big cutter.
You use bolts too, eh? You got everything.
I need two nuts. See, we're
We're
dumbing up a generator over here for dummies. That we can start the bike up. So we took the gear off so it won't rotate. We'll put the cover on here so it won't fall apart. Or at least not fall off. Can't vouch for the falling apart part. How come this doesn't fit? Where'd you buy this piece of junk
What
from?
did you do to it?
Oh, jeez, there goes my balls.
Did you get that? Roll it that way? What's that? There's a flat washer.
Okay, I need a 1/4 inch fine thread nuts, 2 of them.
Nothing came over this way.
I went that way. Slinger, flat slinger.
Unless it's stopped underneath the table, so I'm not seeing it.
Don't use those.
This is what we need.
No, they're not, because that's going to hold the darn stars down in the back right now.
In here.
You got to put the whole wood down over there.
I'm gonna go find some.
What'd you do with my starter snout? Did you take my starter snout?
Didn't take anything.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I know how this problem goes. See, now we get the real help here. Now we're totally hopeless. We're hopeless now with all this help here.
Yeah.
Find it?
All this help, it's no help.
Yeah, we know about that. Find it yet?
No.
I went that way. There it is. Went right here.
Ready to get go this way. We came my way and went back.
Look like that. There you go. You see a big polished piece looks like that I'm looking for? Yeah, it looks just like this.
That one?
Yeah, looks just like this. Okay, we're going to try to put this thing on now. Excuse me. Okay, we need to get nice and greasy. So pack some grease inside the bearing because it's probably the only time it's ever going to get lubricated. So I usually just pack a big wad of it in there, like that. Here, there's some in there now. It might do something, who knows. Okay, where's the gear at? Okay, here's our gear. Put a little grease on that, like this. Once again, it's probably its lifetime lubrication going on right now. If I keep putting on these big parts on the bike, it starts to look like a real motorcycle.
Yeah.
You notice that? It only takes a couple parts to make it look like a bike. Motor, tranny, and primary. That pretty well does it. Okay, that goes inside of here. Here, don't get greasy though. Find a couple? There's a whole bunch of hardware over there that I didn't use. Yeah. Okay, now for the fun part. Those 2 nuts you're trying to steal from me? I need those. This here. Okay, somehow I got to install this stuff over here on the other side. This is going to be fun to do. So that goes like that, and we have to insert it on the other side and tighten it up somehow. Coming through, coming through. Look out, look out. This is going to be interesting. I left the battery box out of here so I get some more room. I purposely did that.
Well, let's go do that.
Okay, it's just got to go way down here. Okay.
I'll talk to you a little later.
On the top of my toolbox in the very back, there's a real long 1/4 inch extension. Grab me one of those. Okay. So I'm going to try to stick this on to the primary. We already glued it. Let's see. Let's see in here. Yep, got 1 stud.
There you go.
2 studs. Thank you.
I'll ring you a little bit later.
I'll be here. I need a long extension, see? Look how long that is. I need a 1/4 inch socket. It's over here. Stubby would be best. Stubby 1/4 inch. Okay, so now we're going to try to insert that in the hole B. Way back in the back there. Stick this whole housing up in there. Okay, we get this oil on my way right now. We have studs on there, which makes it a little bit easier to do this. Ooh, that's almost like it fits in there. Okay, now we take our 2 nuts, get them in there. One. It's a lot easier without the battery box in here, let me tell you. You can almost put your fingers in there. Alright, that one's in there, I think. Okay, just go until it touches. I'm going to go back there and look at it. And see if it looks like it's in there all the way. So that's what it looks like in there. So we got the one nut was over here. The other nut's buried up under there, way up over there. Yeah. And I think everything lined up pretty good on a dowel. There's 2 dowel pins that help line everything, but the studs do most all the work. You can see with the 3 bond sealers in there. Hopefully that was going to seal it. See, I don't see a sealer right there, which just makes me mad. Okay, it looks like it's all sitting there where it belongs. Yep, everything looks like it's good in there. Fitting nice. So now I go in there and tighten it up all the way. And we'll come back and double check. Torque, back, a little more torque, and back here, a little more torque. Okay, they're torqued. Okay, let's go back over there and see if we got any more squeegee out of it. I was hoping to see a nice squeegee layer 3 bond all the way around. That's what I'm hoping for. See, I don't see that squeegee right there, which is probably exactly where it's going to leak. I don't remember exactly where that area battery was, but it was in that general vicinity. So hopefully that doesn't leak there. Looks like everything else has got a good layer all the way around like we wanted to see. And what I could do, I could put a little bit of goop right there, but make sure that's off our seal lip. I really don't like putting goop on the inside of a case, so I really don't like doing that. Yeah. And you'll skip that part. If it leaks, it leaks. He knows there's a problem. Okay, I don't know if he tightened that up or not, so I'm gonna make sure it's tight right now. Oh yeah, it's good, good and tight. Okay, so this is your oil tank brackets here and here. So I gotta go in there and work on that. This is all working good. Good with that. Alright, so I gotta figure out these my bolts here for the battery box. And find me a couple of those short bolts for that. That's a 3/8. I know that's not it. This is what's left over of the hardware we didn't use. I know that looks good. Alright, let me find some hardware. I'll be right back. We're back. Found the 2 bolts that came out of it. Found a bag full of them. Battery hardware. Of course, there's only we're using out of that bag. Okay, just put a little Loctite on these. There you go. Okay, this is still on the long side here. Okay, here's the battery box. All right, here's our battery box. So, goes in there, goes over here. There are 2 lock nuts that we had out already for it. They're right here. They're going in like that. Maybe I should do the starter. Let's do the starter motor first. Let's get the starter motor. It's all buried up in there. Let's do that first. Brand new Press-to-Light starter motor here. Should fit in there, hopefully. Here's a new starter. So we got 2 nuts right here we don't use because we have to throw it into there. Other than that, it goes right in. You tighten up with these are 3 bolts go all the way through. So you just loosen these up. Take these nuts off and just screw it in. That's all there is to it. Put a little bit of grease over here just for the hell of it. We already greased up everything else, but what the hell, let's get all of it. Okay. That's a 1/2 inch piece that goes on there. Am I in the way? Am I blocking the camera? No, I'm not blocking the camera. Someone else is doing that. Okay, there's the 1/2 inch socket we're going to need. That right there. Can't see the damn thing I'm doing. Okay, yeah, I touched something. I touched something gooey. How the hell did that get all gooey? I don't know how that's getting goo out of it. Obviously I touched it with something. Not sure how, but leave it to me. I found a way. Okay, this is 7/16, which are all the 7/16 in this one. Here's one right here. Use this one. Oh, boy, they tighten those up. Okay, they must be spinning on this side because they ain't coming off. Get out of the way. There we go. Those appear to be tight. Not quite so bad. Now, if you don't keep this all assembled together, the thing will fall apart and all the brushes pop out over here. So make sure you don't let the thing fall apart, unless you want to. Okay, so just put that in there as a unit. See, these bolts come right out. See, shoot this thing all the way around in there. Clip the bolt fill out. There you go. Just slip right in there, no problem. There it goes. First bolt right there. Don't worry about putting any sealer on that, because if you got oil to there, it's going to leak through anyway. It's made to leak past that point. Not supposed to be sealed over there. Okay, hold the starter up while you tighten it up, and less stress on the bolts. And it looks like we're going to have a problem with the studs I just put in there. Tighten that up. Tighten that up. Yep. Appears this doesn't fit on there like it's supposed to. So, there's some fitment issues. So if I take this stud out, put it underneath here, that eliminates some of the problems. Looks like we still got a few other problems. Like it doesn't fit, that's the problem. Other than that, it's perfect. Okay, so the problem we have right now is we have an offset that we need here, and we don't have. And so this needs to be made into an offset. So I'm going to take a punch and a hammer, just knock this thing in. It'll automatically make it, it'll form fit it. It's not exactly how things should be done, but that's how we're going to do it. So we're going to whack it with a flat punch here and make it what we need. Where's my screwdriver at? Better without the paint on it. Okay, that bent around real nice. It just kind of wrapped it right around. So when you're hitting on it, you hit it right here next to the stud. Like where the nut's going to be, not up here. That's where the starter motor's at. So I hit it again over here to bring this side over. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten these all up right here. I'll loosen this up slightly and give it a couple of whacks to make it kind of self-center, and it should be good. There's no way of making it how you need to be, so you just use the tool, use the part to actually make it from. Okay, where's our blue Loctite at? Now, if you had a lot longer studs on there, you can shim it around and make it work, but we don't have that, so make do. A lot of these ones, when you see them are used, they're all bent like this, so that's what it takes to make them fit. Okay. Okay. Put a torque on this. A lot of give. All right, finally got tight. Okay. Definitely a lot more give. Let the metal stretch a little bit. Okay, I'm going to undo this one here to let it equalize its pressure. Come back and re-hold it. Okay. So now that is all form-fitted all around it now. So I took as much stress off as I could. So that's bent on the back side. Got a little S bend up under there. Alright, so this is all in there. This here's where our starter cable is going to go to. This here, we're not using anything on here. And this is obviously your clutch right here. So these we're just going to leave them open. The factory ones, these were cut off on the top and Let me see which one was cut off. This one was cut off, and there's a ground wire off of this one, I think, that went up to the battery box to ground things, or came off of here, I forget. There's a ground wire that comes from the tranny up to the battery box. Because this stuff's all rubber mounted, so there's no power going through this stuff. So if you have the regular mounted to it, it has to be grounded to work. So you have to have a ground wire between the transmission and the battery box area, some type. So remember that if your charging system doesn't work, you probably need to have some kind of a ground installed. There's my interruption already. Hello. Yeah. Okay, I'm here. Bye. Yeah. I'll have some interruption in a little while. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the battery box in now. We got everything else done behind it. So now it's time to button her all up. It allows you to do it when all this stuff is out of the way. You can see what you're doing, you got access to it. Okay, now we got to try to get these bolts to start, which is always fun. Especially in the dark when I can't see what I'm doing. Now the later battery boxes actually slot these holes out to make it easier to get to them. I was never a big fan of that. If everything fits in there correctly, you shouldn't have to do it that way. Go. Next one. This one needs to go up a little bit. Whatever you do, don't cross thread it, which is easy to do when things don't line up. Start right now. Run this one here a little deeper. It'll help pull it in straight. Let the bolt go. Okay, what do we need to do here? Something is wrong. So make it go up somehow, like that. There we go. Up, it goes right in. Okay, where's the ratchet hat? Inch. Tighten them up good, but not too tight on the brake. Let me block the camera view again. Okay, now you go in here and tighten up these little Lord mounts here. Okay, this side's pretty good now. It's loose on the other side still, that's why it's moving. So I'll go over the other side now and make an adjustment over there. It's called tightening it up. If you notice right now, the battery box is not laying on top of the primary cover. They're not supposed to be. Remember that. When all the mounts are good and mounted correctly, everything's nice and firm, and it's above that. You got a good 1/4 inch gap in there. So whenever you see this thing sagging down, that means your mounts are all junk. Geez, I wonder who uses them things. Not me. All right, so that's all mounted pretty strong now, and everything's done on this side that's behind the face of this. Now we still got to put all the starter stuff and the primary in here yet, but we got that part handled. Okay, so that's how you get all that in there. So now we gotta continue adding stuff as we want to go here. So we're gonna get our solenoid going in here. So I might as well get that, get ready to go in. I need to put my starter Benix in here before it gets too late. That has to go in before you put the clutch basket in. Up until that point, you don't have to put it in. Okay, this is our starter Benix shaft assembly. Make sure it's all there. This is where they screwed it all up by starting it without being supported. See all the linear marks in here from the bearings. That's where you indented the shaft, and hear my fingernail catching on it. So it's already causing damage where it's going to start flaking and come apart. So even though this is a new reproduction shaft, it's already junked out. Oh well. Okay, so this fork assembly right here has to go through the pulley right here. Usually I just kind of bend them down a little bit, open them up, put them in, spread them back down. You know, that way it makes it easy. So that's what I'm going to do. Same way I always do it. It's probably not the official way, but it works. Okay, so I'm going to put a little lube down here, and also here where the seal area is. Just lubricate that. Doesn't hurt to put a little bit in there, but of course it'll splash lube all that anyway. Okay, now let's see what we got here to work with. Can I get this in there without doing this? Oh, I can just squeeze it in there. Perfect. Rotate it until it goes engaged. It has to go through that gear that's in there right now. Okay, we're in there all the way. Now, if the surface here is below your gasket surface, you're pretty good. Now, what you do is you just rotate this Benix backwards. It'll turn the starter motor. Everything's working correctly. Here, go in there. So we know it's all engaged. It's in there and it's working freely. Without having a solenoid in here, I have enough room to get in there and do this. So it looks like it's lined up pretty good. There's no binding going on that I can see. You know, it's all hanging in here like it's supposed to. Works nice and freely. Like I said, this is not, the fork isn't jammed in the pulley on the top or the bottom. We have clearance in here, see? So it looks like it's pretty good. So all that looks pretty good. And the new spring is in there doing its job. Okay, so that's a big plus. Now I'll go ahead and put the solenoid in here, which will jam this all the way in, get out of our way. So, and that's the next thing to put in there. It's a jigsaw puzzle. You keep stacking them up. Eventually it's done. Okay. My 2 bolts here. Got this. My parts. Okay, here is the new quad seal style seal. Now the trick with this is to get it inside of this boot here. So what I do is I come in here and try to do it beforehand. It's a little easier. Of course it doesn't want to stay in there, normal. It's popping right back out. Kind of got to stay in there, I think. See, the quad seal is stuck inside of the umbrella seal here. So it's a lot easier to do this right now than try to jam it all in there later with a hooking, some kind of a hook scribe device. Okay, so that one's ready to go. Okay, get some goop here. Okay, this is your return spring for your solenoid. Goes right over that. So I like to lube these up with grease. There's some grease. Get them well lubed up in there. Definitely got lube on it. And you flip it around like this, and you should be good to go for the rest of it. That'll lube up the inside of this. Just like that. Okay, that goes in. You have a spacer that goes between the solenoid and the inner primary. And we got these 2 1/4-inch bolts that look like about 1 inch long. So usually I try to get the top one first. It's usually the easiest. Okay, get that started. Okay, once it's started, you can drag and pull against it. And do the bottom one. Make sure you get the other side of the spacer in there while you're doing this. Okay, those are started. Just reach in here to the socket and tighten it up a little bit. The other side. Somebody's up front. Somebody wants me. Find me?
Yeah, I found it. Whether you wanted to be found or not, I found you.
No, I didn't want to be found.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some work done.
Okay. Nice bike. Nice looking bike too. Brand new engine.
Running everything right now. Okay, what's in there?
It'll be on film.
Yep. Somebody might be filming. I don't know why that would be happening around here. You didn't see the sign up front that said filming beware?
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw it.
You didn't see that?
I saw it, but I didn't want
Oh,
to do it.
probably don't have one. Maybe somebody will send me one. I'll put it on the front door. That way I'll be legally protected. Right now I'm doing that bootleg stuff. I just don't tell you what I'm doing.
That's right.
That way I make fun of you.
That's right.
That sure is a red ass shirt you got on there.
It sure is.
Jeez.
I already had somebody ask me about it.
What? About
That
what?
shirt.
Why it's got a big
So, you know,
bulge?
you saw it this
Why it
way?
has a big bulge in the middle?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So here's the boot, always stuff in there, nice and even. So that's all tightened up. Spacers in there. You should be able to mechanically work this like this with your thumb. Once again, no binding. All right, so that part's done. Now I can put a permanent drive in here. All right, we'll be back.